everybody. I want to hop on here and do a little video. If you saw my short the other day, I was talking about um, how I've been absent and I've been dealing with some health issues. And I think in my description, I probably mentioned fibromyalgia. Um, I have some notes here I'll probably be glancing down at from time to time, trying to stay on track for you guys. And I'm going to try and keep this on the shorter side too. But I'm in a completely different space because I just couldn't navigate going up into my office and all the things. And it's just easier to try to hold my phone, I think, and do this. Um, but yeah, welcome back to my channel. And I am a mother, a pre-med student with some pretty serious life goals. And it seems I have a few obstacles in my way. So let's talk about it. Yeah, the last couple weeks have been extremely rough on me. And fibromyalgia, if you don't know, is I think is uh, they consider it a chronic condition. Um, I deal with a lot of pain, a lot of, I feel like just inflammation, brain fog, migraines. There's a whole slew of symptoms and issues and different things that people deal with. So I'm not going to get all into that now because I think there's some baseline things that go on, but then there's a lot of things that I might have, but someone else with fibro might not deal with. So the last couple weeks have been really, really hard on me, and I've been struggling with so much, so much. Um, yeah, it's it's been really. I'm sorry. I can't even believe I'm talking about this because I'm type that will just go with the flow, do the damn thing, get her done, and move on with my life. I was just a quick little background, first diagnosed with having fibro back in um, yep. Uh, this is what I'm dealing with, you guys. I can see it. I can't grab it. 20 the end of 2015. 2015, yes, the end of 2015. And I don't even know. This is what's going on, guys. This is what's going on. I can't even, I could cry right now. Okay, sorry. I'm not editing anything. I don't have physically I and mentally I do not have the energy. So I'm going to try and pull it together because I really, really appreciate sharing this. And um I think it's time that I don't want to say hide it, but it makes sense. If you've ever seen any of my other videos and I'm tripping on words, I can't think of what I'm trying to say, fibro brain. That's what's going on. Yeah, so I completely lost my train of thought. I'm not sure which direction I was heading in, but I was initially diagnosed with having fibro at the middle end of 2015. Prior to that, I was dealing with so much stuff that was chalked up to be by my providers back then chronic fatigue. Um, and it's just been like a roller coaster, right? But I do this and deal with this completely unmedicated. Back in 2015, 2016, I did see a rheumatologist and we went through some things and different scripts and medications. And the side effects did not outweigh the benefits. In fact, there were no benefits. None of it actually. I feel like I haven't been looking at the camera this whole time. Anyhow, nothing actually worked or made me feel better. So yeah, I just kind of been doing it, dealing with it, and all the things. I made some very significant improvements to my lifestyle, to my diet, things like that. And I like to call it remission. I basically was feeling so much better that I got to a point where it was super manageable, almost like I didn't even deal with hardly any symptoms. I had them, but they were they weren't as pronounced at all compared to other times or like what I'm dealing with now. And another thing I noticed too is that when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, and I even going back to when I was pregnant with my twins, all my pregnancies, I felt so amazing. Like I felt really good. I'm one of those women that doesn't have all the bells and whistles of symptoms and um, things going on. So I kind of, in a way, for whatever reason, being pregnant, actually, I didn't have any of the like all the symptoms and things and all of the things that have been making me feel so miserable during my pregnancy. So, yeah, I'm only mentioning that to fast forward because I feel like I'm all over the place. And if I am, I'm sorry. And that's just one of the things I'm dealing with. Um, and one of the reasons I'm mentioning that is because after my youngest was born and after nursing school, I've always wanted to be a surrogate. So I had started looking into that and I was feeling pretty darn good. I was having a lot less problems, I guess you can call it. I was doing so much better with being able to actually sleep and I wasn't having as much pain and the brain fog had subsided quite a bit and it was just like things were so much going so well. Things were going so much better for me. Um, so I was a surrogate. I've been a surrogate a few times, 3 times be I don't know, to be whatever. To be exact, I guess. But I have to hold you guys down here and like kind of angle my elbow because I can't hold the phone up anymore. I'm sorry. But yeah, every pregnancy that I had, I felt freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was like the greatest thing. It was almost like there was a cure. My body felt great. I actually had no pain in the first 2 surrogacies. Like I can't even put it into words as to why I felt so good. And then also 2016, I want to say April coming up. Actually, this will be my 10-year anniversary for having a sleeve gastrectomy done. And that was to help me like um I couldn't get any weight off. I wasn't able to like lose any weight. And we were hoping, or my hopes were, everybody's thought was we get this weight down, get the weight off, and um the joints and the pain there and all that, I will start feeling significantly better. So that was a component of that. Um, but yeah, so let me just cut to the chase. I started my pre-med track after graduating RN program. So this would have been, I waited to the fall session of 2023. No, I take that back. 2024. Um, January of 24 is when I started, hey Mowgli, on my pre-med track to get all my prerequisites and all the things I needed in my bachelor's in healthcare administration and management. And why am I telling you that? Oh my gosh. And okay, that's why I'm telling you that because that's okay, Amanda. You can do this. Um, And I was actually pregnant on my second surrogacy journey when I started this pre-med track, which has always been a thing in my mind. This isn't something I just thought of and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this after nursing school, and I started at the university. This is something that's been I've been carrying with me for 20 years or something like that. I've always wanted to go into medicine, like all the way as far as, going to med school and becoming a provider. Um, but yeah, so that was that. And then I thought I was done completely with surrogacy, and um, that was the end of it. 2 journeys and done. Well, come to find out, the parents in my first journey were interested in doing another sibling journey, and we got to talking. I spoke with our clinic. Oh, Chopsticks is behind me, rubbing on me. Hi, Choppy. Come here. And come here. You see him? I can't move my arm that way. Come here, buddy. And say hi. There you are. Oh, he ran off. Um, but yeah, oh my goodness. Oh, we got to talking with our clinic and our providers, and I was like, the second set of parents that I carried for, he's back brushing on my arm. Um, Also, we're interested in a second journey, but we kind of did think we were going to do another journey at the very, very tail end. We're talking like 36 weeks. They were like, "Oh, we think you have gestational diabetes," and I just didn't think, most clinics, if you're, and they actually had me on insulin. That's the whole story. That's a whole nother story. Um, but I didn't think I would be qualified to do another journey. And lo and behold, I think we went to 30, almost like just shy of 38 weeks. Um, but lo and behold, long story short, because it's getting way too long, is my first set of parents, the friends of mine, um, some things changed, some laws started to uh, switch up in Spain. They're from Spain. Um, there's just some different things they were going on, and they decided to pull back and kind of hold off. And so that opened the door to my second set of parents that I carried for, who we then just kind of were like, well, let's just see see if, what's up. And I flew out to California, um, had a whole workup and all the things, and lo and behold, we were good. So we start working on a third journey, and that's that's what I was doing while I was also doing my pre-med stuff. Um, 20. So I had this little one, and towards the end of January of 2023. No, excuse me, 2024. I just started school, believe it or not, and then I was out um delivering and doing the whole maternity thing. But I felt good. Everything was great. Everything was fine. I wasn't having any trouble. Everything was amazing. I exclusively pumped for micro NICU milk bank, milk bank I should say, that provides fortified human milk products for micro preemies and NICU babies all over the country. And weight was coming off. I have to one of these days show you a picture or whatever. But yeah, I was doing amazing. Everything was fine, perfectly good, all the things, right? So we know that we're gonna like go through all the motions of um what a surrogacy journey looks like. It's not overnight, it takes time. I wasn't even willing to do a transfer until our 1 year mark, which would have been January of 2025, right? So, we're talking, this was like February, March, April, something like to that effect. So everything was great. I was feeling good. Everything was going good. I didn't have any issues with this fibro and whatnot. I had occasional pain and things I was dealing with, but I was rocking it. I was on the dean's list. Just I had a like a 4.0 for I don't even know over a year and a half, something like that, whatever. But then I started. I want to say, so they put you on birth control, and I'm just not a fan of birth control in general. I think some people it's you know appropriate, and to each their own. But in my instance, I'm just not a fan of it, and I think it just messes me up, um, in all kinds of ways. So we ended up getting through all the things with the clinic and medically cleared. And part of the protocol is to go on birth control and eventually Lupron. If you're familiar with any of these medications, um, they're just part of the protocol to kind of get your body situated and ready for an embryo transfer to basically kind of cycle your uh, system in preparation for that. It's the whole thing, it's the whole vibe. But so yeah, you do lining check, ultrasounds, all the things like that. Um, it was I was not I struggled. It was really rough. It was a lot for me. And I had really bad migraines and headaches and just you have like breakthrough bleeding and stuff like that. It just never ended. Feels like it never ended. It was really a lot to deal with. And I started to notice like I was getting some brain fog and having a really hard time concentrating and trying to study and just grasp things. And I knew I was just like I was starting to feel really off. Um, but I was still doing pretty good as far as like pain and all that. It wasn't as bad. My sleep was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was good and things like that. And then swing around to the summer. Um, no, not the summer. When was it? The spring. I think it was spring session. I was really struggling last year, and I think so. We did our transfer in March or February. No, we did our transfer. It would have been in February. So this past February was a year from the time that we did the transfer. So in the springtime, I just when I got back and the pregnancy was progressing, my levels were so high for and then this doesn't really mean anything, honestly. But my levels for oh no, what's it called? Uh what's the pregnancy hormone? Help me out. My levels were really, really good. The numbers came back extremely high. We're talking like hundred, like that, like tons, a lot. Where it was like over 5,000, 6,000. It was really up there, um, which was great because that's what you want to see. And again, that doesn't really hold much as far as if that means your pregnancy is viable or not viable. Because really high numbers can actually be a really not good thing, especially if we're talking like a molar pregnancy or something like that, right? But anyhow, my progesterone was. So I was actually prescribed progesterone, and that's to keep the pregnancy going and to help it along. That's something that I did for 12 weeks straight. I did an injection daily and yeah. So your progesterone levels, could somewhat consistently stay the course, but I want to say they averaged around ooh, now I don't know. Is it 25, 60, something where between 60 and 75 or like 20 and 65, something like that. Your level's kind of somewhere in there. I could be way off. I could be totally wrong because all I remember is my levels were way over 300 and 400 consistently throughout the entire time that they ever drew a lab to check for it. And I just it just racked havoc. That makes you like feel the nausea and all the things and whatnot. And this pregnancy for me was completely different than any other pregnancy that I had ever experienced. And I was sick. I was miserable. I was getting headaches. I was thrown into the aches and pains and dealing with, like, I'm sure anemic episodes of just having all the low energy and all the things. And I was struggling with my sleep. I was struggling with the fibromyalgia coming back to, like, just have the whole body experience of the aching and the burning. It feels like burning to me and an ache. And when someone, if you push on me too hard, it just, I don't know how to put it into words. It is almost like a hot poker stabbing at you. I've had a case of shingles before that was incredibly mild and ridiculously painful, um, down one side of my lower back, and it's pretty close. It's got a real similar feeling to that. So if you've ever had shingles and you just get that shock and that burn and pain and that, like, it's kind of similar sometimes in a way. But yeah, and then it just progressed, and then I was kind of like, okay, I'm pregnant. I'm dealing with these issues. Okay. Um, but other than that, the pregnancy went great. I did not have gestational diabetes. I did not have hypertension. Like, I didn't have any issues. I just had like full on fibro symptoms were back, and it was miserable. And I was just dealing with so much nausea that lasted like in like past like well past the second trimester, even into the third. So it was a lot. It was a lot. I was dealing with a lot, and every single animal that has legs is with me, except for one. He's too scared to go up the stairs. These little guys, they know I don't feel good. But I wish I knew how to turn this camera around. That's the thing. You see this little guy? There he is. Hi. But yeah. So I thought that after the pregnancy, things will be good. Things will be better. And this little kiddo, the cutest little guy, easiest, pretty good delivery, almost textbook, was born towards the middle and probably closer to the end of October, um, October 19th, actually. And I thought, okay, this is going to be one heck of a recovery. We'll get it. We're good. All the things. I got released within 24 hours, which was amazing. That was my hope and dreams. But we had a lot of cold weather and a lot of ice, and this winter, everything has just been miserable this whole time. About 2 weeks, I want to say, about a week and a half after I'd been home, maybe a week, wasn't even that long. I was going down our stairs to take my kiddo to school, and I slipped. She slipped, and I went to catch her, and we both went down and slipped together. And I don't think I talked about that, but I was bruised from my lower back all the way down my bum, all the way into my upper thigh, and my shoulder. I don't know, must have ricocheted off the stairwell or the the handle thingy or whatever. God, I don't know how I didn't break anything. It was so rough. It was a long time getting over that soreness and the bruising. If you know, you know. Even developed a couple little hematomas that it was just painful for a good hot minute. I'm like, okay, we're past this. We're moving on. And I noticed I was so weak, and it was just I couldn't like get up and down my stairs, and I was struggling with all this pain in my shoulders in the back of my neck, and I'm just like, all this is like coming back, and all this tension, and I just can't get past this. Like I'm like, I'm not pregnant anymore. Let's move on, right? Let's get back to normal. It hasn't gotten any better, you guys. That's the bottom line. It hasn't gotten any better. My knees are so weak and they hurt so bad. All my joints are just killing me. My even down into my ankles, which wasn't something I've ever experienced before. The brain fog is insane. It's so intense. I can't focus. So here I am trying to walk around campus. Half my classes are up. Or no, I take it back. All of my classes are on the third floor. You know, and I can't get this weight off. I've done videos and on my channel, you've seen it. I'm up to like 275 or 276 or something like that. I've started working on myself and on wellness journey to get myself into, um, you know, get this weight back off and all the things. And that's been really slow going because I feel like every progress I try to make, I was doing really gentle exercises and working on my knees primarily. And my knees are so weak. They're so weak and they're so painful. I feel like I have so much inflammation and I almost like swelling. Like I've been checking my blood pressure because I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Am I like, having some kind of hypertensive issue? What 4 months after this delivery or whatever. But yeah, I'm struggling, guys. I'm really struggling. I can't focus. I can't grasp half of these concepts. Genetics is like the big one that's killing me. Um, Thankfully, these other classes are really like low, low, not maintenance. What am I trying to think of? Like low effort or low whatever. And they're not too bad. And I'm partnered up into groups on two of them. So, you know, I don't know. I'm maintaining a decent GPA, but I know that I did not do well um in like a biology course. Thanks, Kitty. Just knocked over all my papers. Um, I retook that course, which I did pass and everything. But yeah, I'm just not where I hoped I would be. And I made a goal to post on this channel every day up until my birthday, and I think I've made it every day. No, I take that back. I may have missed yesterday. Did I miss yesterday? I really not sure. I'm not sure. But I'm struggling, and I don't know how to unstruggle, and I don't know where to go from here because I don't know. There's I don't know. I'm gonna talk to my provider. I see her in a couple weeks, I think. I have to double check, but I just don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna like overcome this. I'm trying to think of like what I've done in the past, how I've kind of like I feel like put myself in remission is what I want to call it without having basically not having any flare ups. So, I'm gonna get on my treadmill. I want to start walking, but I'm worried about my knees. God forbid I injure myself and I have to deal with something like that. I just can't even fathom it. I can't. I'm a single mom. I don't even have you guys. I'm not even working right now. I still haven't been able to find work. I'm still struggling to I'm still struggling just to make it, day to day, month to month, and it is so hard because did you see that he was just up on my shoulder? Kitty kitty. What are you doing, chopsticks? Oh, animals know, don't they? All these animals know. Um, yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm so struggling. I wanted to start this channel to share my pre-med journey because I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I don't care. You can't stop me. This fibro can't stop me. It's just slowing me down. And I just know with all my everything, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I'm meant to do. And this is what I want to do. So, I don't know. thoughts and prayers would be wonderful. Um, any ideas for jobs I've been putting in? I've been dealing with like insomnia like crazy, and I've been putting in like a crap ton of applications, and I am looking specifically for some sort of nursing role that is remote that I can do from home because I really feel like that's in my best interest right now. I could probably go back to my old client doing home care, but I can't because I can't guarantee that I would be practicing safe nursing. I, you, they can't. Uh, I'm no shape. I'm weak. I'm weak. I can't predict um how things would go. Like there's just no. It's an absolute no. A Hoyer lift in and of itself, doing that alone by myself on a one-on-one with this particular patient is a huge no. Like that's a huge red flag for me that there's no way. So I can't go back. I could absolutely because they all love me and super welcome to, you know, even take back that same role or another role, but I just don't think it's appropriate right now at all. And I have to be mindful of that. Um, I would never risk anyone else to have a job and to have some money in my pocket. We'll just figure it out. You know what I mean? We'll just keep on keeping on. Um, yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to think of like some side gig stuff and I just don't even know if I can do that. It's just absolutely miserable having to deal with this fibromyalgia. It's really shutting so much down in my life right now. And this is not me. It's not who I am. I'm like this person that never stops moving. I never stop trying and all the things. So that's not going to change. I will make it work out. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm rambling and I'm getting frustrated with dealing with all these different things on top of the fact that I'm just struggling with whatever I'm dealing with trying to get through this semester. I don't even know what week we were on. I want to say week 8 or 9, something like that. Week 8 maybe? I don't know. So tomorrow's Monday. I'm going to drop this out today cuz I'm not going to edit anything. And we're starting spring break for the university. And I have a lot to catch up on. Or I don't. I do, but I don't. See what I mean? I'm a wreck, you guys. I have a lot to catch up on as far as genetics goes and trying to wrap my brain around that. See, I think I'm dyslexic and I just haven't figured out how to talk to someone. That's a whole nother story. I have actually talked to 2 people, but I really haven't gotten any help that I need. I don't know if it's just because I'm so used to dealing with the things that I deal with that when I walk in to someone's office, they can't see that there's some ADHD or that there's dyslexia or what. I don't even know how that is possible, but I'm struggling with getting some diagnoses on what I'm all dealing with when it comes to trying to study and grasp these concepts and focus. And then I'm dealing with the fibro, which is just messing me up when I am trying to stay focused. And the brain fog, I just can't pull the information. I can't pull the information. I can see it. I understand it in my head, if you will, but I can't pull it. I can't put it into words. I can't put it on paper. I'm a wreck. It's a wreck. I'm a wreck. But we're going to keep on. And I sit down. I'm going to have a Zoom meeting with my professor tomorrow to talk about all my academics, do my audit, look at that, get it cleaned up, and see where I'm at because even all this stuff that's going on, I'm probably going to be able to go ahead and graduate in May for my bachelor's in healthcare administration and management, which is such a big deal to be done with that because I've just been working so hard for this. I just feel like shit. I just wish it was all under better circumstances. I'm sorry. But I'm not done because I still have to come back, and this is what I'm going to talk with him about tomorrow. I still have to come back and do um what is it called? Not physics. Oh my god. I guess, or organic chemistry 1 and 2 in my lab. So I don't think I'm going to try and do that this summer. I think I'm going to try and take a break of the summer and just go over like concepts for chemistry in general or something like that, and just come back and take OChem 1 in the fall, and then follow up in the spring with OChem 2. So all right guys, I'm gonna have to let you go. I need to cut this shorter. I didn't anticipate it would be so long, and I'm mentally wiped out, and I'm sure my kids are hungry, so I have to go like make something to eat. I should probably eat too, but thanks for listening if you even made it this far, because why would you stick around for such a long thing? But that's what's going on. I just wanted to hop on and say why I've not been making as many videos. I just feel really lost in all of these things, and all of the pain, and the I just deal with so many different stuff. It's just insane. It's insane. Um I hope it just gets better. But anyhow, I don't want to make you guys feel like kind of feels for me. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. It's all gonna be great. Um, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Anyhow, until the next video, maybe I'll try and hop on and make one tomorrow. Um, kind of talk to you guys more in more organized manner. I feel like I was all over the place, but that's where I've not been around lately. This is why I've not been around lately, as much as I want to. I've just been doing posts because I'm struggling. I'm struggling. So anyhow, thanks for listening. I think I do feel a little bit better getting it off my chest, and now that it's a known part of my journey, I will share that along the way as I continue on my path to finishing up my pre-med recs, and starting the next process of looking into how I'm going to start getting ready for the MCAT, and all the other things. So I'm debating on how long I'm going to take to do all those things. I think definitely, obviously, a gap years in the works, since I have to come back for OChem and stuff like that. But um, I'm not sure when I'll be ready for the MCAT, but my arm feels like it's going to fall off, and it's actually numb. So I'm really, guys, go. Thanks again. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.